Hi, I'm Holly G, host of the Golf Insiders on iHeartRadio, and I'm with John Ambrose, the president of L2 Putters, one of the top putters at this year's PGA show. And John, there's been a lot of focus on putting this year, in particular because of the anchor ban that occurred in January. A lot of amateurs out there, including PGA Tour pros, that have been struggling with this transition. Tell me about the L2 MOI Max and how this can help.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I appreciate you giving me the time. The L2 MOI Max does wonderful things for people that used to anchor. If you'll think about it, the reason why they anchored is because they couldn't stabilize the putter any other way. So the best way to get a full pendulum motion with a light, small putter is to hold it to something or take a chance of trying to stabilize it with your hands. Hands and wrist putting is really the plague of putting, which is why even the tour pros that don't anchor, they use left hand low, they use a claw grip, they're doing everything they can to decontrol and loosen the grip that they have on their dominant hand during the stroke. So this club just does a lot to give you that pendulum motion that you felt when you anchored without anchoring.
What's that famous Bob Rotella line about control?
Yeah, he says, if you want control, you have to give up control. That's a tough thing to do for most people, especially when there's so much promoted today about how subconscious putting is going to make you better. I've never understood that, because if you can't line it up square, use your depth perception and touch and feel to judge a distance, and you still have to rely on some magical subconscious thing that's going to make the ball go where you wanted it to. I just never could understand it. First of all, it's a subconscious. How do you know you did it? It's subconscious. So I've just never been a big fan of that, and that's really what launched me on the career of trying to find a better putter.
A lot of conversation now. Rory has recently changed putters. Dustin Johnson, now in the playoffs, has changed putters. They've both gone from a blade putter to a mallet. And this is something that you've been talking about for a long time, that mallet putters are more stable. You can see the line better. Talk about that aspect and how I think things are evolving from the tee box to the green.
Oh, no question. We're finally reached the green with some of the logic that we've been playing with for years with big head drivers, hybrid irons, and now we're finally starting to understand what the value is when you're on the green, where the big points count. So I think a lot of the reason they've turned to the mallet is a blade putter, it really incorporates some of the same motion and stroke that you had from tee to green. People have a comfort zone in putting like they chip, which means they're going to open and close the face, they're going to use a short choppy grip, they're going to stroke, they're going to hit the ball instead of stroke the ball. They're familiar with that, so it's kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling. But in reality, a stroke size based on tempo, motion, the pendulum movement is far more repeatable. So the thing with a mallet putter is it's center face balance, it's got a little bit more stability on the backstroke, slightly more higher MOI. Unfortunately, they do so much to try to make the pendulum putter match the feel and touch of the blade putter so people will still buy it. They miss the value of a mallet head putter. The validity of a mallet head putter is just unarguable. The face stays square, it's got a bigger impact zone, it's center face balance. All these things are going to help you immensely if you're trying to mimic a pendulum motion. So what they've done instead is, with the blade putter, they've turned it into a screen door stroke. And Dave Pelz says it well. He says trying to come back to square with a putter face at impact is like trying to be exactly on time. You never can do it. You're going to be a fraction early, a fraction late, and just a little bit off on face direction, you're going to miss the putt.
If you're tired of micromanaging your putter and having too many thoughts in your head and missing those little one-footers, try the L2 MOI Max. You'll make more putts and you're going to have a lot more fun.